Spending $20 on one brush.
And then I checked the MAC website when it's actually $47 for this freaking basic ass brush. Not many people know this, but Trump was actually talking about the prices of MAC brushes in Australia when he was quoted saying this.
So you agree? Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sharon and I'm especially passionate about beauty on a budget and smart consumerism when it comes to makeup and beauty. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this 15-piece brush set from the brand Beili brushes that I got from Aliexpress. I did use all of them today on my eye look and my makeup. I got the Beili brushes 15-piece set without logo, which doesn't have any of the writing on it or say what the brushes are. So all of the brushes I believe are actually synthetic. The crazy thing is that they look like they're animal hair bristles. Okay guys, this is another classic case of me saying something in a video and then going back to check and realizing that I'm actually wrong. So I went back to the Aliexpress website and I realized that the white hair brushes and some of the brushes are indeed labeled as being animal hair. I feel like they are actually synthetic. Just in my experience of having owned animal hair brushes and synthetic brushes, they just don't feel like animal hair to me at all. So I'm just going to leave it there. They're supposedly animal hair, but to me they feel synthetic. So I'm not 100% sure about that, but thought I would just drop this in there and let you guys know. I'm gonna go into these brushes here and just group them into one category. So these are the blending brushes. I have washed these brushes once. None of the brushes shed so far. I did notice on one of the brushes here, yep, it's this brush in particular. I'm not sure if you can tell, but there's this really weird long fiber that's kind of sticking out that's longer than the rest of the brushes. I feel like I can cut that off with scissors, but that hasn't made an impact to how it works or anything like that. I did use all of these blending brushes today to blend out my eyeshadow and they worked a treat. They were amazing. They were phenomenal. Again, I really love how these blending brushes are actually a little bit smaller than the normal blending brushes that I'm used to. So let me guys just show you some other blending brushes for some comparison. So I've got my trusty Delium tools because I feel like okay, so I've got my Delium tools just to show you guys a comparison on how big the brushes are. This is the Delium Tools 776, which is known to be a dupe to the MAC 217 brush. And this is the sizing comparison. You can see that the blending brushes are not wide, they're definitely all tapered compared to the Delium tools, and they do come in ranges of some smaller blending brushes to the larger size. Overall on these blending brushes, I really like that they're smaller than the regular blending size brushes. This is the Delium Tools 787, which is a lot larger, so you can tell that these brushes are definitely smaller. I've got nothing bad to say about them. I'm genuinely just so amazed at how they worked. They applied the color on beautifully, blended beautifully, and I'm just honestly amazed. You guys know how much I love my MSQ eBay brushes and I rave and rave about them and I use them in almost all of my videos, but I think these are my favorite now. I also did use this flat packing brush to place some of this shimmer shade onto my lids and it worked amazing. I really love how these brushes are made, the taper of them and how they blend. And I forgot to mention, but these brushes are just so beyond soft. These are baby soft. I could fall asleep if someone just did that to me. They are just so genuinely soft. I did wash them with normal regular bar soap as well and not like baby shampoo or anything conditioning, and they still are so soft. The next brushes that I want to talk about are the brushes that actually do look a little bit more synthetic. These are the dark hair bristles. Actually no, I'll talk about this brush. Again, I love how this brush works. This one, it's very large. It is a lot larger than all of the blending brushes that you'll see here. I actually use this large brush to contour my nose. I feel like this is the perfect size to get in there and contour your nose. I did also use this to wipe away some brow bone highlight, but other than that, I think this is too large to actually use on your eyes, but it makes perfect for a nose contour brush. The next brush that I have that is a large sort of blending brush, this is like a synthetic brush. This is the only brush from the brush set that would be my least favorite just because it's not that dense. It's quite malleable and thin and a little bit floppy, but I did use it to blend out some concealer underneath my eyes and that actually worked really well, so it's really not that bad. And yeah, all of these brushes are amazing. This one's just average, but I definitely can still see myself using it and definitely will. The next brushes that I want to talk about are the ones that I used for concealer like things. This is the flat angled brush. I absolutely love this one. I'm like a sucker for any of these types of brushes. This one is particularly short, but at the same time is wide, and I did use this to clean up underneath my brows. I feel like you can also do some really cool cut creases with that. I also used these two brushes to my lids and underneath my eyebrows, and they worked amazingly. I especially love this tiny tapered concealer brush. You can see this is compared to, this is a Mange eBay eye brush, and one that you'll this is an eBay tapered concealer brush. This is from Mange that I've talked about and done videos on, and this is a tiny Beili concealer brush instead. So you can really see how it is super precise. You'll definitely get in there into the nooks and crannies, and I feel like now that I'm getting more into makeup and want to experiment and do more complex look, now that I'm getting more into makeup and I definitely want to experiment and do more complex looks, when I've researched a lot of artists talking about their favorite brushes, they'll always talk about using smaller brushes so you can get into more precise areas and blend more seamlessly. So I'm really pleased with this set overall, because I feel like there are a lot of smaller brushes, especially with this brush and the blending brushes. Oh, I forgot to talk about this one when it came to the blending brush, but this is very similar in size. Actually, it's a little bit smaller than that tiny tapered brush, but this is a tiny detail blending brush. You could do so much detail work with this, or really deepen up the cut crease. This is what I use this brush for, to deepen up that cut crease. I actually did a very light soft cut crease look today, and it didn't take me long at all. I didn't cut it with a concealer, I just placed on that shadow very easily. So I absolutely love this brush, and I love how tiny it is. Okay, that brings me to the last few brushes. So here we've got the angled eye brushes and this tiny flat brush. This brush is actually extremely tiny, and I would say this brush here, this is a normal size brush for what you would get for like a flat packing brush, and you can see how tiny that is. I use this to apply some shadow on my lower waterline, and that did an amazing job at doing that. Again, I love how tiny and super precise these brushes are. That leaves me then with the angled eye brushes. So these ones, oh my god, this entire set just keeps getting better and better. Already you can see how tiny and precise and razor thin they are. I did actually use both of them to do my eyebrows. I used one brush and one eyebrow each because I wanted to test them out. I even then used the smaller angled brush and, you know, smudged out some pencil to do my soft winged eyeliner, and then also use some eyeshadow to pack on top of that. So this works great with powder and pomade gel like products. Overall, I am just really amazed with these angled brushes, because I don't have anything in my collection that is as small or as precise or as razor thin. They're very short but wide and thin at the same time, and very tiny. Let me grab another eyebrow brush for comparison's sake. So one that I've talked about a lot is my MSQ eyebrow brush that I love, and that was previously my favorite eyebrow brush in comparison. Now this is the MSQ one here. So if you look at the size in comparison, you can already see that the MSQ brush, already being pretty small for an angled brush, and that I would say is pretty much the standard, the Beili brushes are a lot tinier and shorter in length, and also a little bit wider. Overall, if I had to rate this brush set out of a 5 being exceptional and amazing, and 0 being let me trash that, I would definitely rate these brushes a big whopping 5 stars out of 5. I think for me, I have quite a few brush sets already, and yet this brush set is so unique.
Brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique.
Unlike any of the eye brushes that I own, for me, they've filled a vacuum that I didn't even know existed, and I'm just really pleased with these brushes. They did an amazing job at blending. The price is just amazing. Again, I love Aliexpress. They cost me 20 Australian dollars for the whole 15-piece set, and that works out to be about $1.30 for a brush, which is just amazing and unheard of. Let me know down in the comments below if you've ever bought anything from Aliexpress. I would absolutely love to know. Also, if you have any recommendations on any videos you would like me to make, definitely leave them down below so I can get cracking on them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you found it helpful. If you did, please don't forget to smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, night, morning or afternoon, or wherever you are in your part of the world to watch this video. I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye!